Alright, first and foremost, I want to say Kalalal Yahweh, Washem Shai, Washem Kodash. The oneness to the elders and apostles of Living Stone, and salutations to all the brothers, pushing this work in all truth and sincerity. I'm my brother Yahya from James Kingston, Jamaica Camp. Here once again.
So background?
Here once again with a quick lesson. This video is going into why you cannot classify a race based on physical features, right? And on your screen is just a small example as to why, right? So let's get into it.
I am half black.
Can you introduce your background?
I am half black, half Japanese. My mom is from Okinawa and my dad is from Arkansas in the United States. I was born in Chatham, Okinawa, and I was raised in both Busa, Tokyo, and then Texas, America.
Would you raise your kids in Japan?
I would.
Yeah?
I would raise my kids in Japan, not America.
America.
Never. I got bullying both in America and Japan, but it was worse in America. So I prefer to raise my kids here when I'm older.
Can you introduce yourself in Japanese?
いいよ。私の名前はメロニです。うちは沖縄とアメリカのハーフです。今アメリカに住んでいるけど、来年日本に戻る。
And there you have it. So pretty much, she would be classified as an Israelite because her father is of quote unquote African American descent. Her father is an Israelite. Now, this is one of the reasons why you cannot classify people based off of their physical features. You understand? Because according to scriptures, it's according to the seed, it's according to the lineage, it's according to where your family lineage is from. Now, when you go into the word race, right? When you go into the word race, let's call that word. Right? So it says people descended from a common ancestor class of persons allied by a common ancestry. From French race, earlier raza, race, breed, lineage, family. Possibly from Italian raza, which is unknown origin. From Spanish raza, Portuguese raza. Etymologists say it has no connection with Latin radix root, though they admit this might have influenced the tribe, nation, sense, and race. You understand? So a race is according to a common ancestry, descended from a common ancestry, a common people. That is what the true meaning of race means. You understand? It's not according to your physical features. Right? Now, where did this idea that race actually came forth based off of your skin color? Right? It came from a man by the name of Johann Friedrich Blumenbach. Right? So Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, born 11th of May 1752 to the 22nd of, and basically died the 22nd of January 1840. Was a German physician, naturalist, physiologist, and anthropologist. He is considered to be the main founder of zoology and anthropology as comparative scientific disciplines. Understand? So it says he was one of the first to explore the study of the human being as an aspect of natural history. His teachings in comparative anatomy were applied to his classification of human races, of which he claimed there were five, right? So he claimed that there were 5 human races based off of physical features, right? So it says the 5 races are Caucasian, Mongolian, Malayan, Ethiopian, and American. You understand? And this is complete rubbish. You understand? This is complete and utter rubbish. You cannot classify a race of people based off of their physical features. You understand? So that is complete pseudoscience right there. Right? That is complete rubbish. According to the scriptures, a race of people is according is a people that has common ancestry. Within the Bible, there are around 19 different um, people, right? Race of people, according to the table of nations, right? That's according to the Bible, right? Of which the nation of Israel is one of those nations. The nation of Israel is a separate um, race of people from all other nations. You understand? There's a distinction between the Israelites and the Moabites and the Caucasians. You understand? There's a distinction between Israelites and the Africans, the Ammonites. You understand? The Hamites, sorry, right? So there's a distinction between us, man. You understand? And that distinction is in accordance to our ancestry. Now, the Israelites' forefathers is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? So that is our ancestry. That is our lineage. You understand? So right now, the scripture says, let me see. Right? Scripture says in the book of, sorry, let me see. Yes. So the scripture says in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 4, it says, neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith. So do. So we don't really at this point in time follow after genealogy, if you understand, because we ourselves cannot prove definitively that we are of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we believe by faith that we are of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it's scripture, pretty much scripture say we have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. So the spirit have to basically be with you to show that you are of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So this is a matter of faith. So I don't want it to come off as if I'm saying that, like definitively, I can trace my lineage back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't want to come off like that. Understand? But if you want to actually get a better understanding of the scriptures, you understand, you have to understand that it's according to a lineage of people. It's according to a particular set of people. Because it's with those people that the Heavenly Father is going to save. Those people belong in salvation. You understand? No, with that as well, you cannot say that you're going to identify the nation of Israel based off of skin complexion or how they look. You have to judge according to spirit. Why is that? Because the scripture tell you in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse, let me see, verse 64. It says what? And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Now, in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 outlines the curses that would have been brought upon all people. Understand? So it says the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Right? So all people has been scattered through the four corners of the earth, mainly through the transatlantic slave trade. Right? Now, what does that cause? That cause our people being mixed and mingled amongst all the other nations. Understand? The scripture telling you in the book of Hosea that the children of Israel has been among the Gentiles, swallowed up among the Gentiles wherein there is no pleasure. So we have been scattered and mixed and mingled among the Gentiles. What does that mean? That means our seed has spread among the Gentiles, Gentiles being the other nations, right? The video that you first saw is an example of a Negro, is in an Israelite, spreading his seed amongst the Ammonites, right? Amongst the Japanese. You understand? Now, if it was the case that he had a son, that son would basically go forth and spread his seed, possibly amongst the Japanese further, which that son, his grandson, the father, the one from Arkansas grandson will come out looking like more of a Japanese. You understand? So that is one of the reasons why I'm saying that you cannot judge um, based off of physical features. You have to judge according to the seed. You understand? Because all people, as the scripture says, and the largest capacity among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. Right? So people has been scattered from one end of the earth even unto the other. Right? Now, without cause. When you jump to the book of Jeremiah, chapter let me see. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 12. Sorry. Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9 says, "Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird." You understand? So the heritage of the Heavenly Father is as a speckled bird. A speckled bird is a bird that has various colors. You understand? So the nation of Israel is as a speckled bird. They have various colors. You would have Israelites looking like they are white. You would have Israelites looking like they are like Africans, the Amites, and high cheekbones and having similarity to those of African nations. You'd have Israelites coming out looking like Chinese. You'd have Israelites coming out looking like Japanese, right? You'd have Israelites coming out looking like the Indians over there in India, the Elamites, right? So you'd have Israelites coming out looking like the other nations, right? So when you jump from there to the book of Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4, it says what? It says, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee." So not only did they look like these other nations, they will start acting like these other nations because they grew up among them. They would have the customs and ways and mannerisms of these other nations. Right? It says, "And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever." So we are going to be amongst the people then, right? And doing the customs and traditions in manners that we are not descended from. You understand? That is what's going to happen, and we're seeing it clearly still happening up till this day, where our people are being scattered among these other nations, right? Following the ways and customs of these other nations, believing they're actually Chinese or Japanese, believing that they're actually Indians, you understand? Believing that they're actually white when they are not, because their spirit is basically resonating with being a, 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 a child of the Heavenly Father, being Yasharala. You understand? So that is how you identify who is an Israelite, because you identify right now according to the Spirit. So the Spirit have to speak expressly. The Spirit have to basically resonate with them to show that, okay, this Spirit is the Spirit of an Israelite, because basically different sets of people have different spirits, man. You understand? That is what it is. So that's why right now we cannot say, oh, this person, even though I'm white, is him is not an Israelite. You understand? The Spirit of show him. You understand that he's an Israelite. I hope I'm being understood. You see me? Now, when you go to the book of Numbers chapter 1, just make another point. Right, Numbers 1 verse 17. I think 17. Is it? No, it's not 17. Numbers 1. See if I can find it. Alright, Numbers 1 verse, let me start in 17. It says, "And Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names." Right? Now we declare their pedigrees. Let's see what that word means, right? Word pedigree. Let's go into it. So it says the word pedigree. So it says to bear, bring forth, beget, right? So these men were begotten of other men. You understand? So their pedigree is actually referencing the lineage that they came from. You see me? So let's see, right? So when you read on down, right, it says, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and upward, by their polls, as the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And the children of Reuben, Israel's oldest son, by their generation, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names by their polls, every male 20 years old and up, all they were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,400, and of the children of Simeon. So it's basically referencing these different tribes that are of the nation of Israel. Understand? By their father's name. So you have Reuben, Simeon, Benjamin, Judah, Issachar. All of these names were being called forth. So when these men came forth and introduced themselves, they would say they are of X tribe or from X name. You understand? So that is their lineage, that is their heritage, that is their race. That they are Israelites from a particular tribe amongst the nation of Israel. You understand? And if it's the case that one of these men were to go forth and mingle with a member of another nation, that seed that is produced by that member, right, a female of the other nation, right, is not of the other nation, right? That seed will come forth and being an Israelite. Understand? The girl in the video, she's an Israelite, even though she came out of a Japanese, right? So I hope that this isn't long-winded, just to get the understanding clearly and to um, breathe life into the example that is given. Understand? So with that, I hope that this lesson is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. I want to say Kalalal Yahweh, Bashem El Shai, Bashem Kodash, the bonus to the elders and apostles of the stone, and salutations to all brothers pushing this work in our sincerity and truth. Shalom.